I was telling Dave that we actually saw each other 4 months ago at the hotel. We were both getting something to eat, and this is and I never said a word to anybody until this morning. And this is when you were just starting to maybe get in the ring, take a couple of bumps, thinking about your comeback. How has, from the day I saw you to right now, how's everything going for you so far? Is this all panning out the way you had envisioned it?
Well, as far as the training, and yeah, that was my first week back when I ran into you. All of that has been so incredible. It definitely is hard being, on the opposite coast and being a mom and trying to make all that work. But it's been going really well because I've also been training with Becky and Seth here on the West Coast. So I'm so grateful to have them, and they've helped me a lot. It has. I mean, obviously, was I so bummed about Liv's injury? Of course. I think we all are. Liv is such an incredible character, and she and I, we have a lot of layers, not only in our character, but also history and chemistry there. And so we were about to do something super epic, super personal, but it was going to be really amazing. So that didn't pan out the way I wanted. But hey, the beauty of wrestling is we're always here and we always come back. And so, I think I'm going to have to stick around, to put her in her place when she comes back.
So why do you come back? Earlier on, talking to Dave, I said that for some people, this industry and this business is a drug.
Yeah.
Did you feel that? And is that why you need to come back?
Totally. I think, as you know, it never leaves us. I don't even know why in our industry we use the word retirement, because I don't feel like we ever fully retire. A lot of mine was having my neck injury, but I came back from that. I was with the SmackDown 6 and we did incredible things for that year. And then I left for a bit, but then I got pregnant pretty quickly. And so I took, and the pandemic hit. And so I just was really focused on being a mom. And that's why my comebacks were kind of just only at the Royal Rumble. And so now I'm in a place where my son's older and there was an opportunity to come back. And when I got that phone call, and it never left me. Every time Bree and I would power walk or we'd be working out, the fire just starts to brew inside you. And you probably know that feeling. And you start to think about storylines, even though you've been out of it for 2 years. But I watch the product and I think, oh gosh, I would do this right now. And so it's never left me. And then more than ever, it's been a tough year. And there's something about that ring that puts you back together. And especially me as a woman, it gives us our confidence. And Nikki Bella was always such a big part of me. I started at WWE, I was 22 years old. And so I'm 41. So she was my life. And so it's crazy being back in that ring, how you just put your pieces back together, your confidence, your glow up, so many, your empowerment, your motivation, your inspiration, so many things.
Nikki, you talked about watching and, storylines start going through your head and you see certain talent on the screen. When I see certain talent, I'm like, oh, wow, I know what my character could do for that person. When you watch, which woman, which character, which one of the ladies do you see and you're just like, oh my God, I need to be involved with her. I need to be in a match with her, a story with her.
I like, one of my main ones is Rhea Ripley. And it's very much similar feels of like how Paige and I were. Paige's character, anti-diva, goth. And what I see with Rhea, it also gives me vibes of how I was with Rhonda, with Brie by my side. And I feel like heel Nikki would be so incredible with her because Rhea has layers, but I feel like what my character has would bring even more layers out of her of stuff that we don't know yet about mommy and everything she is. And she's someone that I always look at, and not only do I think we can create a lot of magic in the ring, but I think the storytelling can be so different and fresh and fun.
So, Nikki, now things have changed. You mentioned about Liv Morgan and the injury, which is unfortunate, but now you're in this battle royal. I'm sure you coming back, this is a perfect scenario for you because I'm sure you would love to have that one big moment with your comeback. So are you excited about what's going to be taking place this weekend? And are you looking for that one big moment for yourself?
Oh my gosh, yes. Like I'm so excited for Evolution. It brings me back to the first one. It was such a different energy being backstage, it being all women and the whole show being about women. It's unexplainable. You have to be there and feel it. And so I'm so fired up for this weekend. Everyone is going to crush it. I think everything's coming together so great. So I do think anyone who's there is in for such a treat. And I'm so excited to be a part of the Battle Royal. I want that big moment. I think to have such a big moment, like I really, really want to win. Because I think it's the perfect way to start a great comeback. A comeback that's not just here for a month or two, it's here for a while. And so I think sometimes things work in funny ways, and the Liv story, maybe that would have been it. And maybe now the Battle Royal way just opens up to a whole new beginning of things.
There was something online the other day that I quote tweeted, and I said, when one door closes, another one opens. And sometimes that door that closes is at the expense of an injury for somebody else, or something goes wrong. Right. That happened with me in TNA for Bully Ray. But it seems like this injury to Liv, although we don't want to see Liv be injured, could possibly open up a door for you. Now, let's say that Liv were to come back and remind you that your door opened because of her. Could you see that kind of story playing out?
Oh my gosh, yeah, I just got chills when you said that. I would love that story to play out. I want to do things that when she comes back gives so many layers and makes her like heated of like, no, I had to heal, even if she comes back as a massive baby face. But I want to do things in the meantime that now elevate a story even more than we could imagine. Like now we have all this cool stuff to work with and to make like true magic happen, because that is such the beauty in pro wrestling, is not only what we do in the ring, but it's the buildup, it's the story, it's especially when it's personal and it's not just about the fight, it's about everything outside of the fight that we bring into the fight.
You know, Nikki, I've been lucky enough recently to be a guest on your podcast with Brie, the Nikki and Brie show. And you talked about like you've had a tough year. Doing the show, was that therapy for you?
The Nikki and Brie show?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. What's funny is I talk to my sister a few times a day anyways. I mean, maybe even more than that. And it's funny how we could still come together at the Nikki and Brie show and still have great stuff to talk about. But it has been an incredible platform to let things out, but also to have impact and empower. I definitely could use it more of what's happened to me in the past year, and I chose not to because of my son. And that can be really, really hard at times because you see things and it's like, oh, you don't even know. Yeah. But it is like therapy, and it's also a great escape for people. You know, Brie and I, there's certain things we won't talk about on our show because you already hear so much, whether it's politics or whatever, you already get a lot of that. We would rather have people come to our show and have an hour of like just, like laughing or getting inspired or whatever it may be.
Love it. SummerSlam is coming up. You're in here for the long haul. Are you looking ahead to SummerSlam? Because you're also going to be doing the show. Like, there's a lot going on. That's the other thing. You're so busy because you're a mom, you're a talk show host, you're a WWE superstar. You have all these outside endeavors. How difficult is it to balance everything?
It can get tough. Like, I mean, for instance, this week, I'm doing media today, tomorrow, then fly to Tampa, get into the dungeon with Natty for 2 nights, head to Atlanta, and then I go to Raw, and then I go home, grab my son. We head to LA. We're doing a big thing with Netflix, and then I'm going to take him to Legoland. So I try to make things like if mom has to be on the road and it's already been too many days away from Mateo, I bring him along, and then I do things that are fun. And like this past week, it's just like, okay, it's 4th of July week. We have to make it fun for Teo. And then whether he's asleep and I'm trying to get my other work done or pre-recording things, it's a hard balance. I feel like every year I'm always trying to be like, okay, my New Year's resolution this year is to find balance, and I never can find it. And I think, though, what makes it work is everything I do I love and I'm passionate about. So then when I'm only on 4 hours of sleep, it feels fine because I love being a mom. I love being a pro wrestler. I love the Nikki and Bree show. I love Birdie. I love all my things that I do. I love hosting shows. And so, yeah.
Nikki, when you take time off from the business and you come back, it can be intimidating. It can be scary because you're never sure exactly what you come back to. Will the fans remember me? Will they accept me? Will the girls in the locker room? Will the guys? Is it a different business that I'm used to being in? Oh, by the way, might I cross paths with somebody that I used to date in the business? Has that happened yet? Good, easy situation, difficult situation, not looking forward to it all?
No, it's been so great. I mean, as you know, it's a family back there. And every time you go back, it's like the same. Like you're like, not only do you see the same exact majority of the same people, there are a lot of new, but I mean like production wise and all that. But you're like, oh, I'm right back at home. It's the same thing that I've been doing for a long time. And it was funny because even when I did the backstage promo last night, it was at first like when you've been out of it for so long, and I always just want to be in heel mode, and I have to think baby face. And it was funny because I'm like, wait, how do I deliver this again? Like it's weird when you get your feet wet, but even seeing people from the past, it's been really, really nice. And, I know we're talking about John. I have I have so much respect for him and his wife and his relationship. And she is super sweet and amazing. And she's at all the shows. And it's been honestly very comfortable, very nice. And that's great. That's what you want from that stuff. You don't want things to be awkward and weird, and it's not. And so that's really nice.
No doubt. And you talked about last night's promo and wanting to be in heel mode, right?
Yeah.
What about you should I hate?
I feel, well, it's funny because it's like we could listen to some of the internet that there's a part of the internet that just absolutely hates me. And no matter what I do, they will just not like me. And that's okay. Like it honestly is not that it's become laughable to me, because some things can still hurt, of course, but it's funny. It's what I've realized is the more success you have, that just comes with it, no matter what you do. And I was always taught, like, it's good to hear that noise. That means you're doing something right and you're more successful. So I think that can be an easy way to hate is the success, but I'm self-made and I've worked really hard for my life, for my career. I always had the mindset, when I was wrestling, that I knew at one point this can always end. So I always looked forward in the way. I mean, I used to be in the locker room getting my real estate license, and I would be taking my classes before my matches online. Like, I just have always had that mindset. But I grew up with a really strong, badass mom who ran her own company, still runs her own company. So I got to look up to that and see that. And all the women that surrounded me, my aunts, everyone was just badass career women. And so maybe that's something I feel like at times my passion and my ambition can make people hate me. I think too, maybe the people I date make people hate me. It's just, you know what it is? I think when you're a woman and you know your worth, they have to find something to hate you because they can't stand that you're so comfortable in your skin. You have confidence that it's like, well, it's because of this or it's because of that why she's successful. And they'll say all these things. And when you know your worth and you stand strong and you don't let it affect you, people hate that. It's really weird, but people hate that nowadays.
But I think for you, so many people are inspired by you.
Which I agree, Dave.
Yeah, like I know it's hard to get through the negativity. I think we all deal with that. If you get 1,000 people that praise you, the one that doesn't is the one that you read 6 or 7 times. Why does this person not like me? But I think you've done a great job of focusing on the people that you inspire, and listening to your show and your interviews, I think it's very, very positive.
Yes.
And I know that's what I like about you is your positivity.
Oh, thank you, Dave. And I agree. That is one thing that I realized in the beginning of social media, when the Bella Army was really just rising up and growing strong worldwide, I was sticking up for a lot of my Bella Army members against these trolls. But then what I started to realize is trolls want your attention. That's why they bother you. And so I just started to zone them out, and I focused on the people that were either impacted by me, inspired by me, motivated by me. I started to listen to everyone's stories. And, you know, we all have a story in our journey that has made us who we are today. And I just really listened to that. And I know that I'm where I'm at today because of my Bella Army. And I love to use my platforms to help impact them so they don't feel alone. We've all been through shit. And I want to make sure that the people who've been through that kind of shit, like, they know how I overcame it, or that they're not alone. And like Nikki and Brie are here. And I love all the love. I truly do focus so much on all the love, because you're so right. There's so much more love than hate for all of us. I mean, in the entire world. And sometimes we get so focused on what can be bad, but I just always look at the light.
Nikki, would Nikki Bella right now tell Nikki Bella, who first stepped into the wrestling business, to do it or not do it?
Oh, do it.
Okay.
Do it. Yes. I would do it over and over again, and I would even do it the same way. I wouldn't change a damn thing, because it's made me a strong, strong woman.
Good for you.
Yeah, thank you.
When am I going to get my bottle of wine?
Oh, yes. I need to give you, I'm going to give you all the bottles of wine. You want to know what's really cool, actually, is this MetLife Stadium just picked up Bonita for SummerSlam weekend. So I am so fired up that our fans
That's
are actually,
awesome.
yes. Oh, you know, the girl, I work inside that ring and outside that ring. I hustle nonstop. But Brie and I are really, really excited. And it's going to be all over New Jersey, New York, Bonita. But I'm definitely going to make sure that you're going to get all our varietals. I'll get that to you.
I got to tell you, I'm very proud of you. You know, we've all been there. We've all had tough years. We've all gone through things. And you've come up stronger on the other side. You never let it waver you, and you kept focus. And now you're probably having the time of your life being back in the WWE and having this amazing show with your sister, the Nikki and Brie show, your family. Just congratulations to you. You're awesome. And thanks for taking the time this morning.
Yeah, thank you. What I'll leave you guys with is, it's when you walk in your truth, it is crazy what comes to you.